Hi there, welcome back to my channel. I'm Leanne. I'd like to talk about how come things change, and they can change really quickly, whether it's positive or negative when you're trying to manifest something. I had a client ask me, how come when I do my affirmations or visualizing and I start to see movement, or I actually may have manifested something, and then it goes right back to the old story. Well, think about it like this. If let's say you're trying to lose weight and you go on a diet, you start eating healthy, you start working out, and you get to your goal weight and you feel amazing. Well, you have to maintain that. Because if you go back to eating junk food and, not working out and things like that, then obviously you're going to start losing your muscle tone, you're going to start gaining the weight back, right? So it's the same thing. All of your desires are out there in the quantum field. They're all out there right now. And so you're just choosing states. And why it looks like it's the same thing over and over for some of us is because we're holding that state. So it's like what you're seeing in back of me, I'm holding the state so that these are the items that I'm seeing behind me, right? And because there's no resistance to it, it's just, candles and statues and stuff. So I really don't care. I have no resistance to that. So I'm holding that state. I'm here. These are all the things that I'm seeing around me because I'm holding that state. So when I manifest something that I've been working towards, which we're manifesting anyway, you all know that. But if I'm trying to manifest something and working towards it and I see it, I don't just I know, okay, you hear a lot of us coaches saying, just let it go. And then it's going to show up and you're going to have your manifestation. You have no resistance, blah, blah, blah. But then if you start feeling triggered or start thinking of old thoughts, things that might worry you, bother you, whatever, then you are going to choose another state. So it doesn't mean that, okay, work towards it, get your manifestation, let it go, and then, now your life is perfect. This is like a lifetime thing. It's the same thing as choosing healthy lifestyle of, what you put in your body. If you exercise, what you're thinking. Your mental thoughts are very important for your well-being. So that's the same thing. When you're choosing states, it's all coming from in your mind. And you're choosing what you want to see or what you assume, what you feel. And so you're continuously changing states. So that's why when you see something show up for you, you're all excited, and then all of a sudden you can feel like it's going backwards. It's because you're just choosing that old state. And it's easy to just get back on track. Just think of it like, I don't know how many of you might remember, Blockbusters, but if you're too young, Blockbusters was a store that we went to, and all of the movies that we could rent were there, on the shelf. And so we would just look at the movie and choose what one we want. So it's kind of the same thing when you're choosing a state. You just have to decide. Just decide what you want. Do you want to be successful? Okay, that's your decision. So now work towards getting into that feeling. And it doesn't mean that you have to actually feel it. It's so tricky to actually explain, for me anyways, what I mean by feeling. But it's just a knowing of it's already there. It's done. Okay, now that I'm telling you that all of your desires are in the quantum field, that's the knowing. That's what it is. It doesn't mean you have to actually physically feel it in your body, although some of us do, and that does help us get towards our manifestation quicker. But it's knowing. It's like when you work a job and you just know your paycheck is going to be deposited that next week. So it's just knowing that all of your manifestations, your desires, are out there already. That's the knowing. That's, I guess, how I would explain it. That is the knowing of just knowing that it's done, knowing it's out there, it's going to show up. You just have to decide what you want. decide and choose the state. And in that time that you're in that waiting period, it feels like it's taking too long. I will always stress to work on your self-concept, know your worth, because if you're sitting there, and now I'm not saying you can't manifest if you have a low self-concept. That's not what I'm saying. But if you want to see the things the way you want them to be and very favorable, because some things can, manifest, but not in the way that you really want it to. So when you are feeling, because everything and everyone is you pushed out. So when you're feeling that you're loved, you're chosen, you're worthy, that is going to push outside of you, and it's going to be reflected back to you through people and situations and circumstances, and all of the things that you see around you is going to reflect like a mirror back to how you feel about yourself. I hope that makes sense. So thank you for joining me today. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them in the comment box down below, and hit the little bell icon so you can get notifications of when I put up new videos, which is weekly. I put up a new video weekly. I'm going to try and put up more often, but for now it's weekly. And thank you so much for joining me today. I love you all. Have a beautiful day. I'll see you in the next video.